Yes, how can we as human beings achieve real spiritual awakening or real levels of spiritual consciousness? I myself have had this experience in the spring of 2019. I'm not trying to shock you. I'm not just talking from book knowledge or off the top of my head. I'm actually talking from a real actual process of dying in the hospital of Rush, Chicago. Every problem that we can think of, such as being homeless or suffering from poverty, suffering from Great Depression, suffering from financial issues, not making enough money, going through a divorce, or losing a loved one, or even suffering from cancer and other various bodily illnesses and diseases. Yes, again, all of your problems are because you associate yourself unnecessarily with the feeling that you are this physical body. This physical human body is not me, is not you, is not anybody that is listening to me now. You cannot intellectually think your way out of this strange feeling that you are the physical body, nor reason your way out of it either. You must actually vacate this human body, empty the body of this worldly consciousness and bodily identification and that you are experiencing. You must actually get out and watch it lying lifeless on the floor or in some hospital room. Then and only then will you know that you're still conscious and are more alive and more awake than where you were in the physical body. This will be the beginning of your spiritual awakening. These words, spiritual awakening and spiritual levels of consciousness, can be used interchangeably. Now, I know I have looked on YouTube, and I know you out in YouTube land have looked up different gurus, yogis, Mahatmas, especially a very popular one called Sadhguru. He's very popular. He has millions and millions of followers. I've listened to him, and I appreciate exactly what he says, but I never known him to talk about higher levels of consciousness beyond the astral plane. They don't even mention causal plane and astral plane. That's all they mention, astral. But the causal plane is much higher. But even that plane is a prison. Yes, you heard me correctly. The physical body is a prison which holds the astral body, which is nothing but refined energy, just like the physical body. But it is a higher prison. And then you have the causal body, which is a body of thinking and thoughts. It also is a prison, which blocks and inhibits human awareness. How to escape from these prisons? Very few spiritually advanced human beings know. The only way you can escape is to come in contact with such a highly advanced, spiritually loving friend who's way above these 3 levels of awareness. That person has to befriend you, and he is the only one who can teach you and give you the key to the prison houses that entrap you. These physical body, this astral body, this mental body, these 3 bodies are all prison which block and inhibit our awareness. You have to get rid of them or shed them. Yes, you hear me correctly, you have to die. But when you die and get out, you're not really dead. You're more consciously aware than you are while in this physical, gross human body. There's a way to die without pain and to consciously control it. You don't have to have any trauma like the normal people have in this world, like gunshot wound, heart attacks, strokes, etc., or airplane crashes. You can die consciously through the regulation process of human attention and its concentration upon itself, right behind these 2 eyeballs in the head. You can fly. You're not restricted by gravity. You can move in a world with great speed. You don't have to use words, which they use in the physical level of consciousness. These words can deceive people because you don't have full ability to read people's mind. When you're in the astral body, deception is diminished tremendously. You can read the thoughts that's taking place in another person's mind. As a matter of fact, you can hear what a person is thinking, so that eliminates nearly all possibility of deception. You can fly because gravity is not operational there. You can create houses in the sky because of a lack of gravity. You don't have to go get construction workers like you do in the physical world. You can just think and use your imagination. And you can create beautiful houses based on your own design. You can also ask other people who are more intelligent than you there, and they can do this for you. But these things you can do. And you can travel in huge spaces that exist there. The spaces are gargantuanly larger than this entire physical world. Let me give you an idea. In the physical world, if you compare the space that exists in our universe with its billions and billions of stars and trillions of galactic systems, you will discover that the physical universe in its entirety would appear as small as a little quarter, a pebble, if you put it in the Pacific Ocean. The pebble would be the entirety of the physical universe, and the Pacific Ocean in its gargantuan nature would be the entire astral world. You are entrapped in this world because it's more beautiful, it's more enthralling, it's got greater knowledge, greater wisdom. No violence is taking place in the higher part of the astral world. But you can only move so far in that world based on your spiritual wealth that you did while on earth, either through meditation, practicing karma yoga, become spiritual money in the astral plane. And there are different degrees of wealth in the astral plane. If you did an enormous amount of good action on earth, or a lot of meditation with love and devotion, you can become extremely wealthy in the astral plane. And this spiritual money, or astral money, can take you very far into the astral world. The astral world is enormously huge, gargantuanly large, much larger than the physical world, as I expressed earlier. Now, this currency, if you're extremely wealthy, if you are astral billionaire, you can go and visit even the God in that world, who sit in the central part, surrounded by perhaps 1,000 lights. Each light is extremely powerful. Only a few people can enter that sacred region. He's the president of that world, just like we have a president on earth. Not everybody can go visit the president on earth. You have to have permission. And if you know someone who can take you to see that president will give you great respect. The president has so much power, he can just look and think. Galaxies, billions of galaxies are created in our physical universe. He controls all of the life forms on earth, including all of the species, human beings, who they marry, what racial group they'll be born in, how long they're going to live, etc., etc. He has so much power based on our karma, which is action, cause, and effect. He holds all of that in his hand. He does not want anybody to leave his region. But there are a few people who escape and they go into the next stage. Now, this astral world is fantastic. Nobody really wants to leave it because you are indeed in heaven. I'm talking about the higher part. The lower part of the astral world got all of the hells. We don't want to discuss that. That's revolting and disgusting. Let's discuss the higher part of the astral world. As you try to cross that space with your spiritual money, even though you may have billions of dollars, you'll eventually run out. You have to accumulate more wealth through great meditation with love and devotion, or with great love and mercy from your teacher who's higher than that world. If you are fortunate enough to meet such a being and he befriends you and he gives you his love, it's the love of him that allows you to take the most precious thing in your body, which is called human attention. Yes, human attention. I've always talked about human attention. You can review some of the tapes. Human attention is powerful in the physical world, is powerful in the astral world, and is also can take you with the concentration of that attention upon that guru or master beyond the astral plane into the causal world. Now, the causal world is so fantastic, it's hard to come up with words to describe it. All you can say, oh, you don't know what it is. I'll try to use words. It's a world where everything appears to be one with yourself. Yes, you appear to be one with everything in existence. In the causal world, you're almost like a God. You feel you're God. God feeling is an entrapment. You are God, but that illusion is in your consciousness because you feel one with everything that exists in that world, with everything that exists in the astral world, and with everything that exists on earth. you don't realize that it's an illusion and it's hard to escape these beautiful thoughts and experiences that pervade the astral plane. Everything is lit up in that world too, just like in the astral plane. That world is much larger than the astral world. The physical world is small compared with the astral plane, and the astral plane in its entirety, even though much larger than the physical universe, is small compared with the causal world. Now, in order to cross that world, you have to be blessed with the love and the affection of your friend that you develop on earth. And that friend is called a perfect living master. He is a guru. He's a saint Sadguru, a perfect being, as perfect as God himself. And he had to find himself a being with his good fortune and with his good karma on earth, where he met such a perfect master. And that master took him stage by stage through the astral plane, the causal plane, and through the much higher world that goes beyond the world of the causal plane. It's hard for me to come up with any words because the soul doesn't have any words. The soul only can feel intensified love, unconditional love coming from his guru. And his guru can take him to the highest level of consciousness, the highest state of awakeness that exists. He discovers, with the help and love and care of his guru, that he becomes identical with his guru. Not separate, but he merges and becomes one with his guru. And there's no distinction whatsoever. He merges into his guru, and he has the same awareness, power, love, bliss, and everlasting happiness that is available, that only the Creator has. And at this time, if you have any question, I would like for you to push your like, subscribe, become a follower, and spread this message. So goodbye and good luck. And I enjoyed talking with you. Thank you.